What's happening, y'all? At Brownback. Today got a video for you with a brand new Storm Typhoon here. And in this video, I'm going to compare the Typhoon to the IQ Tour A.I. How do they compare? Let's go over to the video. First shot with the Typhoon. This ball is really clean, really responsive, but for a quote-unquote entry-level type ball, hooks a lot. All right, I'm gonna move two left here with my feet. It's not an uncontrollable down lane reaction, but it's quite a bit, and it packs a punch down lane. Typhoon has a RG of 253, a differential of 042, which is quite a bit of differential for this price point. Smells like grape punch, kind of like Holo Pearl. Three left here. As it get a little steeper, I need to start slowing it down just a little bit. I'm bowling a leftover house shot because this is where I would use this ball. I would not use this ball in the fresh unless I hit it with a lot of surface, and then I'm kind of defeating the purpose of the ball. So pretty good representation here of what you're gonna look like game 2-3 on a league house shot. Okay, I'm not gonna move, I'm just gonna throw it a little bit slower. As you can see, it looks incredible. I'm gonna use this ball game 3 of leagues. If they're really, if the fronts are really starting to get beat up and I need to move away from it and kind of throw at it, and I know this thing's gonna retain a lot of energy because it's higher RG and it's got a good amount of diff in it. It also has AI core, which has never been seen in the hotline before. A lot of cool things going on with this Typhoon. All right, I'm gonna move two with my feet here. What I like about it, it keeps the pins low and it hooks more than a hustle. I really don't use hustles all that often. I throw a hustle X-ray every now and then, but it's got a lot of surface on it for when I'm bowling the shorter patterns. Hustles just don't have quite enough differential for me. With the bump up in differential in this Typhoon and a little stronger cover stock in that Reactor Pearl, I'm gonna go ahead and move 3 more. Slow the speed. Kind of got up on my toe there. As you can see, for a small core ball, it covers quite a bit of ground left to right. I'm not gonna move, I'm just gonna throw it better, just a tad slower. Well, that tad slower tells me I need to move a little bit further left. That thing went crazy down lane. All right, since I'm moving so far left, I'm just gonna go ahead and move 5. Continuing to keep the speed a little slower. And that's where I'm going to use this ball in a tournament block, say game 6, 7, 8. Whenever they start to get really torqued, and I can get left, and I can send it right really, really fast, I know this thing is going to get down the lane, and it's got plenty of energy down lane to make that left turn that I need at 45 feet or so. Against the bar turn now. Just could throw it just a tad slower from there. Again, bowling a little bit of a leftover house shot. I'm not sure if somebody threw a little bit of urethane. There seems to be a little bit of carry down. So you're really seeing what this ball looks like in live action. Okay, a little slower here. It got hit twice and finally fell. Okay, first shot with the IQ Tour A.I. Right off the rip, it's quite a bit smoother. All right, 5 left. Yeah, you can see it's quite a bit smoother than the Typhoon. All right, I'm not gonna move on this one. I'm just gonna try to throw it a little bit better. Caught that one. still rounder than the Typhoon. Okay, 5 left. The reason I want to compare these balls, they're both lower differential balls. Obviously the IQ Tour A.I has a much lower RG than the Typhoon, but since the IQ Tour A.I just came out not that long ago, I want to show you the differences. So far you can see that the IQ Tour A.I is earlier and smoother, and the Typhoon is much cleaner and more responsive. Another 5 left. And you can just see that one wanting to start up so much faster than the Typhoon, and so it doesn't have quite as much down lane, which is good. The IQ Tour A.I lets me stand a little closer to the friction because it's not going to overhook down lane, where the Typhoon kind of forces me a little further away from the friction. There are some differences here. If you like your IQ Tour A.I, but you want something as a step down, the Typhoon is a fantastic option. All right, last shot here with the IQ Tour A.I against the ball return. Just way rounder. Okay, cue the outro. All right, there you have it, the Typhoon versus the IQ Tour A.I. For me, the IQ Tour A.I, much earlier and smoother, or much rounder shape. Flares a little bit more, hooks a little bit more front to back, not quite as much left to right. So if you feel like your IQ Tour A.I has a stopping point as you continue to move further left, the Typhoon with that little bit more differential than the IQ Tour A.I, and it's got a higher RG, so it's gonna get down the lane much easier. It's gonna have a whole lot more energy left down lane, where the IQ Tour A.I uses a little bit more in the front. It lets you play a little closer to the friction, which I like to do. But sometimes you can't stay close to the right because the front of the lane starts to get beat up quite a bit with these high friction lane surfaces and these bowling balls that are so aggressive. The Typhoon is really good when I need to get a little further away from that friction and get it down the lane. This ball clears the first 35 feet of the lane with ease, and then it makes a very predictable and strong storm reaction shape down lane. Very, very excited about this Typhoon. You can head out to your local Storm VIP Pro Shop and pick it up today. If you like the apparel that you see in all my videos, please check out EFX over at apparelefx.com. Use that code for 10% off the entire website. And when you go to drill your next Storm, Roto Grip, or non-global product, make sure you throw turbo products in there, as well as my favorite tool, Switch Grip. That's all I have for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. I greatly appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see you.